Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be another one of my Western Mountaineering sleeping bag field tests. And the bag that I'm going to be sleeping in tonight is the Western Mountaineering Kodiak Stormshield. Western Mountaineering sent this brand new bag out to me so that I could check it out and see how well it does in the elements. This bag is rated to 0 degrees Fahrenheit minus 18 degrees Celsius. And it has a brand new outer shell material that is replacing Western Mountaineering's long-standing Gore Windstopper series. This new fabric is called Stormshield, and it's a mini ripstop nylon. It feels kind of like a mini Cordura, is my assessment of it. But I'm really excited about this. Tonight's low is supposed to be about 4 degrees. And I thought that would be a good temperature to test this out in because it can always get down to 0 real easy. But it's good because it's going to be snowing steady all night. I know that these are so much greater when I'm up in the mountains and there's scenery or I'm inside the tent. But I can't always make these nights happen the way I want them to. Western Mountaineering has allowed me to have this bag for a few weeks, and it was my goal to test it out at a temperature that's really close to the bag's rating. So we're going to have low single digits, snow, and wind. So I thought that would be a real good test for this bag. We're going to see how this outer shell holds up, having snow on it. Yeah, it's really going to be fun. So what I'm going to be wearing tonight is I got my merino wool expedition weight base layer on, 400 grams per square meter base layer, top and bottom. I've got a pair of wool socks on, and I'm going to put my wool liner gloves on. This is a brand new bag. I might be the first person that's testing out this bag, but I'm not going to be the last person. So I'm going to wear these gloves to make sure that, that my skin oils don't transfer into the bag. And if you watched any of my other field test videos, I'm sorry, but I just can't test these bags out exactly the way they're designed to work. And what I mean by that is I don't use the hoods in a traditional way on my sleeping bags. I'm a side sleeper, and if I close up that hood around my face, when I turn to the side, I get a face full of down and nylon and makes breathing real difficult. So what I've done for myself is I use the hood basically to hold my pillow. I'll cinch it up a little bit, then I'll use other clothing items to keep my head warm instead of utilizing the hood on the bag. Now I will say right now that if you use the hood, if you can tolerate sleeping on your back some, or you're fine having the bag roll with you, then you're going to be uber warm in this with it, because that's the most efficient way of staying warm, is to actually utilize these massive downfill hoods. I sleep pretty warm, and my head's been sleeping really warm lately, so I'm not really concerned about my head getting cold. I'm going to use the neck collar on this bag. It's got a downfilled neck collar. It goes all the way around your neck here. And so I will have that. It's on a bungee cord, so I'll have that around my neck, keeping drafts out and keeping the warm air in my bag. Now Western Mountaineering has asked me to preserve these tags. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a quart Ziploc baggie and then tape up the top to ensure that no moisture gets in there. So I think that'll work to keep these protected. But because it's going to snow all night, now I've done these tests. This is my first one on YouTube to do, but before I had my YouTube channel, I did multiple tests outside in snowstorms in several different models of Western Mountaineering sleeping bags. So what I'm going to do tonight is I am going to force myself to wear this down balaclava. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because it's going to be snowing all night, and my head's going to be exposed outside the bag as opposed to tucked into my hood with the hood cinched up around my face. So I'm going to have the neck collar tightened up around my neck and then I'm going to have this on, and then I can sleep and turn from side to side with rolling within the bag, and then that snow can just accumulate on here. If I wore just a wool balaclava, I'm afraid that it would wet out pretty quickly and I'd wake up with a sopping wet cold head. So this is mainly to keep the snow off of me and to put some insulation around my head. It's only, it's probably only going to get down to maybe 0. I think it'll stay about 5 above, but I think that's a good test for this bag. We'll see how it goes. So it is snowing right now, so I'm going to take the Western Mountaineering Kodiak Stormshield and my Exped Mega Mat out on my back patio, and I'll just throw those down. I'm going to put this balaclava on, and I'm going to use these merino wool liner gloves. And tonight I'm going to once again use my Western Mountaineering Cloud Rest pillow. Now, when I say once again, I used this for years, and I'm bringing it back out now because I shared in my last field test with the bristle cone that my usual setup was just feeling like way too much pillow for me. So this one here is just a perfect size. It'll fit right down in the hood of this Kodiak, and then I'll cinch the hood up a little bit so that pillow's not going to slide around on me at all. I'm going to try to be able to handle this down balaclava. I hope my head doesn't get too hot. And the liner gloves. So we'll just get out on the back patio and get this test going. I got my sensor push Bluetooth device I'm going to put down in the footbox section. So the current temperature right now is 7.5 degrees. I got to get in this bag and get it zipped up. I want to minimize the amount of moisture that gets in this bag. It's already snowed way more than I thought it would. Lose my pillow there. And I can tell right away that I'm gonna have to leave that neck collar not deployed yet because it's so warm in here. So I'm just gonna go to bed. Oh, this is gonna be great. Cinch this up a little bit. All right. Oh man, that's nice. Whew. Let it snow. Good night, everybody. See you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Well, I'm gonna have to get inside because my wife's gonna let the dog out. Oh, look at this. I got snowed on, man. And I slept like a log. Alright, I'm gonna bring this bag inside and we're gonna see how well this Stormshield outer shell held up. Whew. Alright, I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so that was really fun. So looking at the metrics here, last night it got down to 2.8 degrees, and that occurred at 3:32 a.m. Inside the footbox section, it stayed about 38 degrees all night, kind of in between 37 and 42 degrees is what that temperature sensor was reading down there in the bottom of the footbox section. So you saw that I got snowed on, probably about a half an inch or maybe a little more. And that snow stayed on there all night. I didn't move. I stayed on my left side the whole night. The bag is super warm. I wished I just had on the light polyester base layer. I didn't even employ the neck collar at all last night. It was just too warm of a sleeping bag. My head stayed dry with the down balaclava. If I had used the hood in a traditional fashion, I would have stayed just as dry and probably too warm. I mean, I don't know if I could have handled having that hood cinched up around me because I was just too warm. This is a standard fill model Kodiak Stormshield. Now, I want to show you a little clip. This is what the bag looked like when I first brought it in, shook the snow off. The surface of the material was a little dimpled, where moisture was trying to soak into that fabric, but within a few minutes of being inside, it just disappeared. That dimpling effect disappeared. Back to the way it looked before it went outside. I'm super impressed with the bag, super comfortable, plenty roomy for this skinny little man. But yeah, it is such an impressive sleeping bag. I've never slept in a Kodiak before. My son owns one, but I haven't slept in it. This was my first experience with the Kodiak, and man, that thing was warm. Like I say, I didn't employ the neck collar because I needed some ventilation, because it just simply is just such a warm sleeping bag. And I got down to 2.6 degrees. I think that's a pretty good test. I'm really excited because this is the first field test I've done where the temperature did not drop below the rating of the bag. So we still had a couple of degrees to spare there in the rating. Super warm, not even a hint of a chill anywhere in that bag. I've talked about sleeping out in snowstorms with no cover. It was really fun to do it again. I haven't done that in a couple of years, but it's just great. I really enjoy it. It's part of my mountain madness. I got a perfectly warm house in here, yet I choose to sleep outside in the snow for the fun of it. I wanted to show you that my balaclava did wet out. I laid on my left side, and this whole area through here is pretty wet. Soaked through. The down is not clumped up yet, but it is wet. And it's wet all through the back through here. You probably can't see it real well, but yeah, it keeps my head dry, but I would really like to have a balaclava with a waterproof outer shell. And my cloud rest pillow, my Western Mountaineering cloud rest pillow, it did wet out all through here. My head was here. I was laying on my left side, facing this way. Yeah, this is all wetted through here. This 2-layer fabric held up to snow. It didn't lose any loft. No moisture got inside the bag. There was no wetting out along the seam lines at all. So what I found out is you can sleep in a snowstorm in one of these Western Mountaineering Stormshield bags and stay warm and dry. I think for me, employing the neck collar, this is easily a 10-degree below 0 Fahrenheit bag for me. But it's really funny. Yesterday morning, we woke up to an ice cold house. My furnace went out night before last. And so I just got my furnace fixed in time to go outside and sleep in the snowstorm. Oh man, I love this stuff. If you got anything out of this field test, if you found it helpful or entertaining at all, please click like and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. I'm going to keep making more videos like this until the cows come home. So until next video, stay safe out there and have fun.